Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Had Captain Marvel's Powers movie. Before we start, please go support JoestarGhoulZ for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Issei, when he was preparing for the raiding game against Raiser Phoenix Issei, did not know what to do since he has a secret that he did not tell his master or his brothers that will soon change forever. Chapter Marvel begins. Marvel begins. There was one day left until the raiding game against Raiser Phoenix, but we found Issei training, but his face was one of anguish, despair, but it changed to one of frustration. Issei, who am I cheating on? I will never be recognized, and besides, Drake left me for that idiot Max, and he is also more perverted than me. So is Izayoi. Sighs, it's pointless because she would notice me, and besides, I feel like trash. Hits a tree many times. I am an embarrassment as a man. Hits, as a servant. Hits, as a pawn. Hits, as a Cree. Hits, I'm sorry. Prepares the blow and tears come out. I'm not worth being with you, Carol. Issei gave the last blow, but when he made contact, a lightning bolt came out that went through the tree and also all the trees in its path, and then an explosion was present. That surprised Issei for what he did, but he decided to go to the camp because Rias would have suspicions about what happened. Issei's camp room. Issei entered his room, but when he entered he locked it, and then he was thoughtful about what happened. Issei, what could it be? No, it's impossible. I thought I wouldn't have them after the mission, but why now? Looks at his hands and then makes them shine, or maybe, stop shining his hands, maybe I'm rusty. But I think it will be the last time I'll be in the club, but I think I'll use it again and show what I'm worth. In what remained at the camp, Issei was training his powers without them realizing it, and it seemed to give good results. But we are placed on the day of the raiding game, where Issei, before preparing, found a trunk in the closet, and when he opened it he saw something that he had doubts about. Issei, should I really wear it or not better? In a room we can see that a blonde put on a nun's outfit, but when she saw it she felt some memories when she saw it, but Izayoi and Max arrived. Izayoi, list to Asia. Asia, yes, Max and Izayoi, where is Issei? Max, he's probably falling behind on his stuff. Izayoi, true, but they can't beat us since we are experts. Max, true. But at the entrance Issei arrived, but they saw that in some parts he could notice something marking, but they did not give it importance, and they were teleported towards the club where everyone was, but they only approached Izayoi and Max. But Issei did not care, but he felt a tug on his jacket, and saw that it was Kaneko. Kaneko, that's all, I'm sorry. Issei, and no, it's nothing Kaneko, I'm fine. Kaneko, senpai, I know that after this you will leave and I wouldn't like you to leave. But what they didn't realize is that Rias was watching, and that worried her. Rias, Issei, what's wrong with you? Sighs, I just hope that after this I can confess my feelings and also I won't hide them anymore, she thought determinedly. Then they saw Sona and her entourage enter, and Saji smiled at Izayoi, as did she, but they didn't know that Saji and Kiba's ex-girlfriends were looking at Issei since they knew how they treated him, and they approached him and wished him luck, and then Grafia arrived, who took them to the game where everyone separated, and in a team Issei and Kaneko faced one of Raiser's pieces where Issei defeated them so easily that it surprised Kaneko, but they decided to advance, but Kaneko spoke. Kaneko, senpai, what happened when you faced those pieces? Issei, well, the thing is that I've been training at camp and the result is that I can move quickly, hehe. Kaneko, I know you're lying to me, senpai. But they saw that Kiba was fighting against some Raiser Knights and seemed to have difficulty, but Issei moved with Kaneko in one movement, and something happened that made an explosion. Issei, you're fine, Kaneko. Concrete, see. In the sky you could see the Queen of Raiser, and she was watching Issei and Kaneko. Ubelina, is that her name? Well, it seems you could predict my attack, but it doesn't matter. I will defeat you like I did with Queen Gremory and her other pieces, and it seems that only you two remain, and also Rias and the Surkyuidi, hehe. Issei, curse Kaneko, take care of the pieces and I'll take care of the queen, understood? Kaneko, claro senpai. Kaneko went to fight against Raiser's pieces while Issei saw face to face with Raiser's queen. Queen, well, let's. She was interrupted by a blow to the stomach and saw that it was Issei and that she sent him away, but she got back up, but she saw something that surprised her, and it was that Issei was flying but without wings. Queen, but how impressed. Issei, are you going to fight or are you going to look like a fool? He said mockingly. Queen, you'll see, she said annoyed. And so a fight took place where you could see Queen Phoenix against Issei in a flying fight, but Issei was faster than her, but he was seen following Sona, seeing that Issei could fly but without wings, but by mistake she was behind him and threw a fireball, but they saw that Issei threw a ray that collided with the ball, causing an explosion, and they saw that Issei had the sleeve of his jacket torn, but they noticed that they had another sleeve, but in his hand he had like a fingerless glove. Issei, I thought my uniform would be approved. Right, I forgot I couldn't use my tachyon powers. With the advice. Sona, where did she learn that power? And it looks like she has a suit underneath. I wonder what it is, although that power seems familiar to me. In the field. Kaneko was able to defeat Raiser's pieces, but she fixed her gaze upon seeing Issei's fight, and was surprised to see that he can fly without wings and that he could even launch a beam with his arm, but she was curious to see that he has another sleeve under his uniform. Kaneko, wow, I've never seen such a power from Senpai. But what's that clothing she's wearing? Queen, but what was that power? She desperately began to attack Issei, and he continued dodging, and when she was careless Issei launched a lightning bolt but with his left hand that made him fall, but the result was that his other sleeve was destroyed and showing another sleeve under the uniform. Issei, well, with her I wouldn't hesitate in a fight against the Jupiter's wolf-like beings, but well, it would be better to go with Kaneko. Issei descended, and when he touched the ground he saw Kaneko with some scratches, but he saw that in her look she said surprised that this made him nervous since he surely saw her power. Issei, I'm here. Kaneko, Senpai, what was that? Because it doesn't seem like it's magic. Issei, well, I'll tell you a secret, yes. Kaneko, and what secret is it? Issei, that's not magic, but I have superpowers, he'll surely hit me for being a liar. Kaneko. Issei, good, here comes. Kaneko, so you're a superhero, she said with stars in her eyes. Issei, oh, nothing but. Boom. The two saw that in one part there was smoke and understood what was happening. Issei, I'm sure Max and the President are fighting against Raiser. Kaneko, what do we do? Senpai, we won't get there in time on foot. Issei, we have no choice, crouches down. Kaneko, what are you doing? Issei, get on my back, we'll fly, okay? Kaneko, okay, I just hope nothing is wrong. She falls on Issei's back. List. Issei, very well, hold on. Issei began to levitate slowly and then fly towards where Rias and Max were. Issei, calm down, Rias, here I go. Elsewhere. We can see in an almost burnt building Raiser, who was giving Max a horrible beating along with the Zeoi, but in the distance was Rias with her clothes torn and burns and wounds. Raiser. Ha 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 ha, seriously Rias, that's all you have? The two Emperor Dragons, red and violet, don't make me laugh, ha 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 ha. Max, shut up, roast chicken. Izeoi, we will not leave this also, I want you in my harem and you will be my slave. Violet, I wish I didn't imagine that, she thought, traumatized. Raiser, ha 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 ha, you two are nothing more than just trash. Do you seriously want to have a harem? I propose something to you. If you give me Rias, I will give you the hair you want. Rias, I will never accept this. Max / Izeoi, it was actually a fair deal for us. Raiser, very well if you say it like that. Raiser started throwing fireballs non-stop until they were on the ground, tired and injured. Raiser, very last chance, Rias, marry me and your pieces, I won't hurt them. Rias, never. After that, Raiser was preparing a fireball while she had her eyes closed. Rias, Issei, I would have liked to be with you, she thought, a tear coming out of her eye. Raiser, ha 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 ha, goodbye. He couldn't finish because Issei came out of the ground and then hit Raiser, sending him far away, which impressed Rias, Max and Izeoi, and they noticed that Kaneko was on his back. Issei, are you okay, President? Rias, hi. Kaneko lowers her back. President, have. Kaneko took out something that surprised Rias, since what Kaneko had brought was a phoenix tear, and when she gave it to her, her wounds were healed. Rias, but how? Issei, well, I shed some tears when I was fighting against Raiser's queen. Rias, oh well, seize Issei's arms. Issei, what are those sleeves in your jacket? She said worriedly. Issei, am bueno. Kaneko, the thing is that Issei-senpai has superpowers. Rias, hey, just kidding, right? Issei, oh no, it's not a joke, President. The truth is, I have powers, hee. Rias Max is Zeoi Drake Violet, ch. With the advice. Citrus, ch. Sona, so those powers are superpowers. Momo/Haruko, so Issei is a superhero. Vitra, wow, interesting, although I felt that power before, it must be the Kree powers. In the pocket dimension. Rias, you have powers, surprised. Issei, well, it's a long story, but anyway, Kaneko, I want you to give everyone the tears, okay? Kaneko, hello? Kaneko gave Max and Issei Phoenix tears and then they got up, but they saw that Issei launched a ray that surprised his brothers and Rias, but they saw that an explosion came out, and they saw that it was Raiser's queen. Issei, apparently I had a phoenix tear without realizing it. Kaneko, senpai, what do we do? Issei, Kaneko, you and the others entertain her. Rias, and what will you do, Issei? Issei, I'll take care of Raiser since that blow I don't think will leave him unconscious. Raiser, true. Everyone saw that Raiser was in the sky. Raiser, well, I must admit it was a good hit, hee. Issei, well, let's take this fight to the limit, right? Raiser, well, yes, but I want to see the suit you wear under your clothes, or is that your uniform what you wear or not? Issei, surprised, hee, well, if you say so. He was taking off his clothes while Rias and Kaneko and the council girls covered their eyes so as not to see him, but some raised a finger to see him, but when he finished for a few minutes they were somewhat surprised to see that he was wearing a full blue suit and some red parts, and what stood out was that he had a star on his chest. I'm sorry, there won't be an image, but the suit that Issei will have is like the male version of the Captain Marvel movie. Well, let's continue. Seeing that they were surprised, but some had stars in their eyes when they saw him because he looks like a comic book superhero. Raiser, it seems you are a Nova now. Issei, apparently you know about that, right? Raiser, yes, and it is an honor to fight against one of the two captains. Issei, well, for me it's the honor, hee. Rias, what Nova captain? I don't understand. Drake, now I understand he is a Nova Corp. Violet, no, it can't be, my captain came back. Issei, very well, to fight. They saw that Issei began to fly and approach Raiser as well as he to Issei, and they collided their fists, and it seemed that they put some pressure, and they moved away, and then they began to launch attacks, although Raiser threw fireballs and Issei threw tachyon beams, but their attacks collided causing an explosion, but at one point they saw that Raiser threw a fireball but Issei was absorbing it, and then throw it towards Raiser and returned it with twice as much force that surprised those present. Imagine it's Issei. Rias, but what is that power, and why didn't you tell us? Kaneko, Issei-senpai is quite a hero, she thought with stars in her eyes. Max, where the hell did he get that power? Issei, how is this idiot on the side of my king of my harem? Raiser, wow, it seems you have the same ability as the captain, huh? Issei, that's right, and you also know about her, right? Raiser, if I remember correctly, you and she were dating. Issei, I'm good, smiles red. Raiser, you better answer us if. Issei, okay. Rias, who are they talking about and who is that? She thought jealously at the end. In the council. Sona, who is that Raiser was talking about? She thought jealously. Citri, who the hell is that captain, jealous? In the field. Raiser, well, what do you think of this? They saw Raiser make a magic circle and create a giant fireball. Raiser, let's see if you can absorb this too. They saw that Issei descended to the ground when Raiser threw the ball and headed towards him. But two girls were worried, but it was too late since the ball arrived where Issei was, but the strange thing is that it did not explode. Rias, what's wrong? nothing's wrong, confused. Max, how long until I kill him? Issei, please explode so that Phoenix is in my harem. Kaneko, President, look. Everyone was surprised to see that the ball was shrinking, and then they saw Issei with surprise and the following. Issei, okay, now let's try the next level. When he said that, he looked up and they saw that his eyes shone. Think it's Issei. And not only did it impress everyone, but her body also shone a lot, and they saw that her hair was yellow like the flames that then began to float. Imagine it's Issei. Everyone couldn't believe that Issei had such a form, except for the 3 sealed dragons. Dragons, Issei is the captain. Sona, what is this power? I've never seen a power like this. Surprised? Issei, alright, let's go. And so began the next fight between Raiser Phoenix, who released some flames that looked powerful, and he rushed against Issei, and they collided their fists, which caused a strong current of air, and after they gave each other a series of punches and kicks, although Issei had the advantage and gave him a punch and then a kick. Everyone saw in amazement, and more those of the occult club who recovered when they saw Issei's power, and that he could be on par with Raiser. While a blonde was watching the fight secretly but was somewhat scared when she saw Issei's new form, since she saw how powerful Issei was, but they saw something. Issei, hey Raiser, how about we get this over with? Raiser, you roared. They saw Raiser summon a giant magic circle that launched a gigantic flamethrower that headed towards him, but they saw Issei absorb it, and then put his fists together and… Issei, game over. They saw that he threw a ray that seemed powerful that was heading towards Raiser, and he covered himself with his arms that when it arrived it caused an explosion, and then Raiser was seen falling to the ground and leaving a huge crater. Everyone did not believe that someone could defeat Raiser, although 2 people were upset to see that Issei defeated Raiser effortlessly, but they saw that Issei descended and detransformed and was heading to where Raiser was, but the blonde appeared in front of her, blocking the way. Revel, please don't do anything to my brother. Issei just extended his hand, but she closed her eyes, but she felt something on her head, and when she opened them she saw Issei, who was caressing her head. Issei, don't worry, I won't do anything to him, I'll just help him get up. Revel, surprised and blushing, oh by the way my name is Revel. Issei, okay Revel bueno. Issei went to where Raiser was and he opened his eyes and saw that he had his hand in a sign to help him, and he accepted it. Raiser, I guess I lost. Issei, so it seems, and what do you want? Raiser, well I give up. All Issei, Raiser, it seems I can't beat you since you are one of the strongest in the universe. Issei, true, well but I tell you something, I haven't felt like this for 123 years. Raiser, I see, but it was fun, wasn't it? Issei, well I'm leaving. Raiser, okay. Revel, wait. Issei, what's up? Revel, I want to know what your name is. Issei, I'll be Issei's son. Revel, but… Issei, they know me as Captain Marvel, smiles. Revel, blushes. Issei, well goodbye, disappears. Revel, Captain So Marvel, smiles, blushing. Raiser, it's definitely a new beginning for everyone, especially with his return, he smiles, but normally. Chapter The Captain's Story. Occult Club Human World. We can see Issei, who arrived at the club room, who woke up resentfully, and got up from the sofa. Issei, wow, what a pain, remembers, now I remember, but I really had fun in a fight. I remember when I faced Ronin's forces. I definitely enjoyed it, although how will everyone be since they surely saw my tachyon power and… Issei. Issei turned around and saw Rias with Kaneko, but their clothes were still somewhat worn, and he concluded what happened to them during the fight, but Rias had a happy face, but she had tears in her eyes. Issei, President is silenced by a hug from her, but what's going on, surprised. Rias, Issei, thank you for winning. Issei, surprised and reciprocates the hug, I would do it for you, and besides I am your pawn, that is what one would do, no. Rias, Issei, well, her face comes closer, me. Issei, Rias. Platform. Makeup, kya. Issei, what's up Rias? Rias, I don't know, something touched my butt and platform. Rias, Kaya, turns around and is surprised. Kaneko, why did you do it? She said, annoyed. Kaneko, AM President 2. Platform. Rias, Kaya, Issei, you too, although I don't mind you doing it. Issei, Rias, your skirt is on fire. Rias, what are you up to? Rias smelled something burning and saw the back of her skirt was on fire a few seconds later. Rias, KYYYYYYYA, runs comically, cling it up, delete it. A few minutes later, we see the student council along with Rias's entourage, and they were ready to enter, but Kaya apagenlo Issei. Kaneko, take off her skirts. Hi Issei senpai. Everyone entered with despair of what was happening, and when they entered they saw something that left them a drop, and it was that Kaneko was turning off Rias's skirt while Rias was crawling like a dog, that is, dragging her butt on the ground, but Issei saw them and sighed. Issei, uncomfortable, right? Almax and Izao, yes. Issei, I don't know how that happened. Opening. We can all see in the club, but Rias arrived with a new skirt and a new blouse, but everyone was looking at Issei, but he decided to talk. Issei, they want to know what happened in the raiding game, right? Sona, well yes Issei, and we want to know what that power was and more, what is that captain thing? Rias, it's true, and what does that mean? And who is that captain? Tip, tell us who the hell that captain is. Issei, well, you see about the captain, that's my name. Momo, what do you mean by your name? Issei, well, let me tell my story, so pay attention, yes. Almax and Izao. Max, it's probably not a big deal. Izao, I don't think it matters. Sona, cough, okay Issei, tell us. Issei, well, it all started when I was 10 years old. I was alone like the rest of my life when my parents didn't pay attention to me and only to my brothers, and one day I was in the forest, but something happened. Rias, and what is it? Issei, I saw it fall from the sky and flashback. And Issei, I was running where the object fell and I saw something that surprised me, and it was a spaceship and a woman came out, but the strange thing is that blue blood came out, but she was hurt and I wanted to help her, but a strange being appeared out of nowhere. Sir, stay away kid if you don't want to get hurt. Issei, never take a gun. Lady, children, fire the reactor of my ship. And, Issei, I didn't understand, but I saw that guy approaching and by reflex I shot the tractor and caused an explosion. Luckily I survived, and a few minutes I got up and went to where the woman was, but I saw that the guy got up. Sir, now you would die, child. And, Issei, I was scared, but when he raised an arm I shot a ray, but the funny thing was the ray came out of my hands and made me fall. I was surprised by that, but Lady, well, I certainly accept that you have the power, child. Issei, that's it, but what happens? Lady, what happens is that the ship's reactor had great power, and when you fired the power, the particles of that power reached you, fusing you together, and now you have the power. Issei, incredible, but Lady, okay, but now I'll take you with me. Issei, where from? Confused. Lady, you see, I will take you to a place where you can train your power. Issei, incredible, but who are you? Lady, I'll say it, but first tell me your name. Issei, good evening Issei. Lady, well, they know me as Nova Prime. Issei, okay, and where are we going? Nova Prime, let's go to the Nova Core. End of the flashback. Issei, yes, but then? When he finished his origin he saw that some had stars in their eyes because they seemed excited. Momo, so you're a superhero. Issei, well yes I am. Sona, but what are the Nova Corps? Issei, the Nova Corps are a group of soldiers who go on space missions. Kiba, like space police. Issei, exactly. Asia, but seriously you were other planets. Issei, that's right, and I made friends with aliens and I also have memories of my missions, but I also went to Earth for missions since some aliens are on Earth, and I met some creatures from the factions and I also met the dragons. Violet, so you're my captain. All, hey. Izao, wait, you're captain. Drake, well, what happens is that we knew the captain before you were our carriers. Vitra, it's true, and since that day Violet is in love with him. All surprised. Violet, you don't know how long I waited to see you again, my captain. Issei, well, I didn't expect to see you again when Issei woke you up. Drake, no wonder you made us feel familiar, since your presence made us feel familiar even though it was hidden. Issei, I was really hiding. Rias Sona advice, incredible, first I heard about a certain captain and now that dragon is in love with Issei, I better not keep my guard up. Kaneko, it's incredible that she's in love with Senpai, but she won't allow it since from now on I'll be her partner. In another universe. Kaneko, Achu. Asia, what's up, Kaneko? Kaneko, I don't know, but I feel like someone copied my idea. Asia, and what do you think your costume and name will be like? Kaneko, you don't know my outfit and you know the name. Asia, so I feel like the name is. Kaneko, I am, puts on her outfit, all Nico. Asia, I thought so, she thought with a drop. Returned in Captain Marvel DXD. Sona, well, what is that they call you, Captain? Issei, well, what happens is that in my mission training they named me as captain for each mission squadron that they assigned to me. Almax/Issei, surprised. Issei, but when I saved people from other planets they gave me a name that I liked. Baruko, and that name would be. Issei, I'm Captain Marvel, smiles. When he said the name, most of them were surprised, that of a name like that. Rhea, wow, that name is great. Issei, thank you, that name is in memory of a teacher who invented that machine that I shot. Tsubaki, and what is that teacher's name? Issei, well, his name was Marvel. All, hey. Max, what kind of name is that? Issei, is it an alien? Issei, indeed it is. Both Issei, in fact, she was one of the strongest and most intelligent alien races in space. Sona, and who are those? She said with curiosity and some jealousy of how intelligent they are. Issei, those are the Kree. An explanation later. Sona, I see, calm, by now there is a race with great intelligence. Issei would like you to take me there and maybe we can have a life there together. Rias, what a race with great intelligence, that's certainly great for Issei, but why didn't he use his powers? She thought with doubt. Max, it can't be that idiot hid us all this time, and if he knew he would have the biggest harem of aliens. Issei, I'm so jealous that he was on different planets, but I should be in space and have my space harem and do things I thought perversely. Tsubaki, you certainly had great adventures, Issei. Issei, yes, but he wasn't the only one. All, hey. Issei, on my missions I met people almost like me and blushes her. Rias, and who I feel like it will be that Captain Raiser talked about. Tip, we will finally know who that captain is. Issei, well, in the Nova there was a girl who had the same powers as me. Tsubasa, seriously, someone else had that power. I finally know who that woman is. Asia, but do you know what that woman's name is? Curious. Issei, that girl was also from Earth, blonde and American. Max, it can't be this useless guy. I met a woman like that, I definitely want that. Sona, but what was that woman's name and what did they name her? Curious. Issei, her name is Carol Danvers. All, Carol Danvers, the female pilot. Issei, exactly, but in space she is known as Captain Marvel. Narrator, everyone was surprised to hear the captain's name, and he told everything that happened to him and her, but Rias, Kaneko, Sona and his entourage got a little jealous since they heard that he speaks with emotion when he talks about her, but one decided to speak. Akeno, but wait, Issei, why didn't you use your powers? When I asked that, everyone also wanted to know why, but they saw that Issei looked down and then sighed. Issei, what happens is that 120 years ago Kree. Everyone, they were confused but decided to listen to him. Issei, Carol and I were on a mission to stop a plan by a Kree trying to rule the universe called Ronan the Punisher. Akeno/Issei. Oh my god, that name is exciting. Issei. He was planning to create a machine that would destroy planets, but luckily we were able to destroy it, but something happened. Kaneko, what's up senpai? Curious. Issei. Well, Rona launched a surprise attack that was headed towards us, but I pushed Carol and received the attack and fell unconscious, but when I woke up I was in the Nova Corps infirmary, and I asked her what happened, and they told me that Ronan escaped and Carol brought me like that, but something happened. Sona, what? Issei. Ronan's attack had an effect that made me, lose my powers. All surprised. Issei. I know it's crazy. I also believed it, but I tried it, and it turns out that I couldn't use my Kree powers. Momo. And what did you do next? Issei. I made a decision, and that was I would retire from the Nova and give my place to Carol and return to Earth, and well, you know the rest. Rias Sona Council. So he retired from the Nova to take care of her. Sona. And how did you get your powers back, Issei? Issei. I got it back on the last day of the camp, and that day my powers returned and I took advantage of training them, and well, that's where we are now. Kaneko. Sniff sniff, something's burning. Everyone didn't understand, but they also smelled it, and saw that it was the skirt that was still burning, and Issei decided to put it out using his power absorption, and finally he was able to put it out, but he saw something and put his hand in the back pocket of the skirt. Issei. Wow, I discovered the problem. Everyone wanted to know what he discovered and showed something that surprised them, and that was that there were pawn pieces, but they were Issei's and they wanted to know how, but Issei said to say it tomorrow, and they decided to leave, but Rias asked Issei to stay at the club since she wanted to be with him to thank him. Issei. Well, Rias, what's that? He couldn't finish because Rias kissed him on the lips and they separated. Issei. Why was that? Rias. For winning Issei and defeating Raiser, I really thank you. Issei smiles. Issei. Okay, it's nothing. Rias. Have a good rest. Goes to his room. Rias. Rest well, my captain. Issei. In another part of the galaxy. That power will be, smiles. Old friend, I found you. They surely felt it too, sighs. And I hope she and you are together. Flies away. And we also have to form the Avengers because she is coming, so wait for me. Issei. Chapter The God of Another Universe. We can see Issei on the ground, but he was opening his eyes and saw that everything around him was in ruins as if a war had happened. Issei. But what? Starts to get up. What happened here? Issei continued walking but stopped dead when he saw the bodies of the Citrus clan lying on the ground, but also saw Rias's. Issei. Rias. Goes to her. Rias. I say stop. She didn't finish as she fell dead, but Issei saw something that shocked him, and went where he saw the body of a blonde, but he recognized it, but it was disintegrated. Issei Sierra, with tears. You're late. Issei was shocked when he heard that voice and saw a giant figure, but nothing was visible. Issei too. Your time has come. The mysterious figure raised his left hand, but on each part of his knuckles on his hand were seen like 6 colored circles, and prepared his fingers to snap them. Issei. No, Asatato. You had to kill me when we faced each other and prevent you from losing your powers. Goodbye, Captain. Issei. No. Issei wanted to stop it, but the figure snapped his fingers and a bright glow appeared, but Issei. No, wakes up suddenly. Ha ha ha, breathes heavily. It was a nightmare. Sighs. I feel it's close and we have to be prepared. Serious. A week has passed since the raiding game and the revelation of Issei, who is Captain Marvel, and over time he used his powers saving everyone and is known as the hero of tomorrow and gained great popularity. But now we focus on Issei resting in a tree and thinking about what he went through. Issei. It's incredible that I really became Captain Marvel again, and also that people recognize me. Well, it doesn't bother me, but remembers his dream. That's a sign of war, and if it's like that we have to be prepared. Serious. Senior. Issei came out of his thoughts and saw that Kaneko was in front of him. Issei, before Kaneko. Kaneko, what are you doing, senpai? Issei, well, nothing, just resting from all the work I did this week. Kaneko, you refer to your heroic acts as Captain Marvel, right? Issei, yes, and also this is more tiring. I say I never got tired of saving and doing my duty as the captain. Kaneko, I think it's because you barely recovered your powers, senpai. Issei, I think you're right, and how the meeting at Max and Iseoi's house went well. Kaneko, well, the truth is. Issei, she showed them the photos of the no. Kaneko, yes, but I was glad to see you weren't there, Sepia. Issei, well, they never care, but it doesn't bother me since I have several photos of my life as a Nova, hehehe. Kaneko, you have pictures, with stars in her eyes? Issei, yes, and several souvenirs, that is, trophies from my adventures, hehe. Kaneko, I hope to be her partner. Issei, well, we have to go to the classroom since the break is almost over. Kaneko, hello. In space. There you would see a bright flash going fast like a comet, and heading towards the solar system, and also but far away you could see another flash following it. It means that I found a worthy bearer, and will inherit my past power. I hope it is someone worthy, or maybe it's you, Issei. After classes some exorcists arrived who came to talk about the stolen Excaliburs, but a problem happened, and it was that one insulted Asia and there was a duel, but a few seconds later they won. Zenobia, and this is the Circuiti, how pathetic. Irina, I didn't expect that, how disappointing. Zenobia, by the way, that quiet girl keeps looking at the sky. Everyone was watching Kaneko, who was looking at the sky. Iseoi, President, passing her Kaneko. Rias, I don't know, sees Kaneko. Kaneko, what are you? Kaneko opens her eyes slightly, here it comes. They didn't understand anything, but they saw that in the sky they saw a bright yellow point heading towards them, but the two exorcists had a different reaction. Irina, could it be? Zenobia, is it possible that he? Both, oh Lord have mercy on us, and. But they left it when they saw it crash to the ground, leaving a mini crater. Both there with poker face. Sona arrives with her entourage. Rias, what happened? Sees the crater. Cough, cough. Everyone saw where that cough came from, but they recognized when he spoke. Issei, wow, I must improve my speed when I'm in the atmosphere cleaning. I'm definitely rusty in space. Pats himself on the head while dirt comes out of his ear. Sona, Issei, what happened, and also where were you? I didn't see you after class. Issei, I was on the moon. All Luna, surprised. Irina / Zenobia, impossible for a human to go to the moon. Kaneko, and what were you doing there? I could feel you there, but I didn't see what you were doing. Issei, well, I went there for an astronomy project on the moon, and by the way, Sona had. Issei passed a rock to Sona, but she was surprised. Sona, this is a moon rock. Issei, yes, and if you're wondering, it's 100% authentic, and I brought it since you also like space. Sona, thanks. Issei smiles. I still want to go to that planet to be together. Issei, well, Kaneko, I'll bring you something. Kaneko, and what is it? Issei takes out a chest, there you will know. Kaneko opened the chest, and when she opened it she had stars in her eyes and took out of the chest a suit like Issei's when he is the captain. Kaneko, senpai, what is this suit? Issei, it's one of my old suits. I kept it on the moon because I was thinking of giving it to someone who might be interested, and I thought you'd like it, and Kaneko. He couldn't continue because out of nowhere he saw a figure of Kaneko made of dust and could be seen. Issei, it seems like I'm getting emotional. Rias, yes, Issei. Issei, well, I missed something. An explanation later. Issei, Yavio. Irina, so you're the hero everyone's talking about. Issei, yes, and you must be Irina, Iseoi's friend, right? Zenobia, and what is your name, hero? Issei, well, I'm Issei Hayato and I'm Captain Marvel. Irina, wait, you're a Hayato. Issei, well, something like that, and if you ask yourself, those two are the useless ones, I'm not. Irina, okay, but you're a demon. Issei, hey demon. Irina, yes, and it is also impossible for a human to go to the moon. Issei, but Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, with a chibi face. Irina, that's impossible. Zenobia, Irina, it is true, a man on the moon. Irina, you know what, takes out Mimic. I hope you're ready and that the Lord forgives your sins of all the false tricks to be a god. Lord, let me punish that heretic for playing things without your name. She was silenced as Issei gave her attack ion beam. Issei, it's always like this, looking at Zenobia. Zenobia, yes, and sorry about that. Issei, it doesn't matter, I've faced guys like that. Irina, what happened? Gets up. Kaneko, Sr. Everyone saw Kaneko arrive, but they saw that she was wearing Nova's outfit, but they saw that she had cat ears and a tail. Issei, you really showed your Nakomata traits. Rias, Kaneko, what are you doing and more because you are wearing the suit that Issei gave you? Kaneko, because I am in a pose, Nico marvel. All with a drop. Everyone was still sweating after Kaneko's presentation, and Issei was thinking. Issei, because I feel like someone else wants to be your partner, and looks just like him. In another universe. Issei, I feel like someone looks just like him and wants to be his partner. Well, let's save everyone with a smile, ha 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 ha. All my time, jumps. Returned in Captain Marvel DXD. Issei, well, Kaneko, the color green looks good on you. I don't think it suits you. Kaneko, then? Issei approached the arm of the suit, and saw some colored patterns and chose 2 colors, and then Kaneko's suit was white with black details. Issei, and what do you think? Kaneko, I love it, with stars and cat face. Issei, he reminds me of Carol when I taught her that. 5. All, hey. Momo, a storm is coming. Ruruko, but it's just a cloud. Akeno, Era, I don't think it's a storm since I'm an expert in that. Sona, so what will it be? Issei, could it be, widens his eyes, it can't be, surprised. Rias, Issei, that. Very loud thunder. Max, I think something is coming. Something came out of the clouds and was falling and fell into the yard, making a small explosion. Issei, this will be. Kaneko, I feel a great power. Rias, that's true. Sona, what will it be? But they saw that Issei started to run, and the others followed him, but when he stopped he saw an almost enormous crater. Kiba, what do you think caused it? Saji, I don't know. Asia, see Issei, what will it be? I didn't get a reply, but Issei Lo knew. They didn't understand what he said, but they saw the dust cloud dissipate, and they saw in the crater a hammer that was embedded in the ground. All Issei, a hammer, confused. Issei, Mjolnir, surprised. Rias, hey, what did you say? Out of nowhere a light came out, and they saw with surprise a man with Nordic-type armor, a red cape, and he had a kind of axe and a mace on the axe. Iseoi, Kaya, he is handsome, and Hex Y. Girls and Violet, Issei's maybe, but Issei is hexier than him. Excuse me, I'm looking for a hammer. Momo, you mean that one, pointing to the crater? Yes, that one. Tsubasa, excuse me, but who are you? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Thor Odinson. It's a pleasure. All Issei, Everyone was surprised to hear the name of the man called Thor. Sona, listen carefully to what you said. Issei, that's true, but it's not your Thor. Thor, it is true, not the Thor of this universe, and also, goes to Issei, that there is Issei. Issei, hello old friend. The two hugged and patted each other on the back, while everyone was surprised to see that Issei is a friend of the god of thunder, but even more so to know that he is from another universe. Drake, I don't know why I betrayed Issei for this jerk. Issei, and how is your Asgard? Thor, fine, but something happened. Issei, and what happened? Thor, well, while I was watching Asgard, Mjolnir acted strangely and shot into the sky until it entered a portal where your universe is, and it attracted me here, and by the way, I see that your powers have returned. Issei, thank you, and also because Mjolnir is here. Thor, well, as you know, Mjolnir chooses a worthy bearer, and could inherit my powers, no? Issei, yes. Max, if I have that hammer I can have the biggest harem. Iseoi, If I am worthy of having that hammer, I can have my orgy with that god, hee hee hee. Drake/Violet, I doubt they'll lift the hammer. Thor, and by the way, Issei, I came for something important. Issei, and what is it? Thor, that my universe was destroyed. Issei, how was it destroyed? Thor, we had a battle, but some were able to survive, but the Avengers of my universe were taken by the... Issei, seriously, but who were they fighting against? Thor, our nightmare that could have come back. Issei, who? Thor, sigh, we fought against Thanos. Issei, thus shocked. Thor, and not only that, the gems were scattered in your universe, and he got them and... Issei, don't tell me. Thor, I fear that if Issei, Thanos will come to Earth and achieve his goal and will come for your head, Issei. Everyone was surprised to hear that, but some girls were worried about Issei because hearing that name sounded bad. Issei, it can't be, but what can we do, Thor? Thor, well, there is only one way, Issei. Issei, and what is it? Thor, let us form new Avengers. Issei, Avengers surprised. Chapter Captain vs. Norse God, the Avenger Initiative begins. Previously in Captain Marvel DxD, the envoys of the church Irina and Zenobia arrived, who came in search of the fragments of Excaliburs, and then they had to face Max and Issei, but it was fast. But out of nowhere Issei arrived, and coming from the moon, and Issei gave Kaneko his old captain's suit, and she left, and when she returned she was wearing the suit but showing her Nikomata features. Rias, why are you like this, Kaneko? Kaneko, pork soy Nico Marvel. After that Issei felt a power that fell from the sky and hit the ground, and when they saw what it was a hammer, but it was nothing more than Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and not only that but also the god of thunder Thor, but surprisingly he was from another universe and met Issei but said that his universe was destroyed, and said what they needed to save Issei's universe. Thor, let us form new Avengers. Issei, Avengers surprised. Opening. Issei, are you serious, Thor? Do you want us to form Avengers here? Thor, that's right, Issei. It's time to form the Avengers if we want to defeat Thanos. Issei, well, yes, but where do you think we'll find them? Thor, don't worry, we'll solve that soon. Sona, excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but I have a question. Rias, me too. Thor, tell us, no problem. Sona, what about Thanos? Issei, well, Thanos, or known as the Mad Titan. Max, what is crazy or what? Issei, if that must be it. Thor, I wouldn't make fun of him if I were you, since you considered him that way because he has conquered and killed planets. Everyone surprised. Irina, how is it possible that the... Issei, even if you don't believe it, it's true. Besides, he was the one who led the genocide of his species, and he is the only one. Thor, it is true, and he is looking for something valuable and powerful. Rias, and what would happen if he had that? Issei, that will be enough to eliminate. Zenobia, what? Both, half the universe. All impacted. Issei, believe it or not, it's true because I did it, and with just a snap of my fingers, while snapping his own. Sona, it can't be if he does it possibly that he... Thor, also removed from his universe. Asia, and how many have? Both enough. Issei, but we were able to defeat him and bring everyone back, but he was able to escape. Tsubaki, but why is that Thanos looking for Issei, curious? Thor, well, Carol came for help and brought him as a backup plan, and thanks to him, she was able to defeat him but leave him seriously injured. But Irina, but Thor, he came to my universe because he wanted revenge on Issei, and when he realized that you belonged to someone else, he was trying to get there and go for your head to then eliminate his own. All impacted. Max, I don't want to die without having the women I want. Issei, I don't want to die, not without first having my harem of aliens. Violet, I wish I could go out and maybe finish that Titan and be with my captain. Thor, that's why the only way Issei is for us to form the Avengers, so that we can defend this universe, and so that the same thing doesn't happen to it. Issei, Okay Thor, we will do it. Rias, Issei, I want to ask something. Issei, and that would be. Rias, what about Avengers? Issei, he really wants to know. Thor, it's better that they know anyway, this world must know about the Avengers. Issei, you're right Thor. Rias, then. Issei, the Avengers are a team of extraordinary people and a power that controls them. Momo, and the objective would be that group. Thor, protecting the planet from threats such as attacks or invasions from other planets. Tsubasa, you say that group was made up of. Issei, heroes. It should be said that most of the council and Kaneko were excited since there was a team of superheroes that saved the planet from attacks, and before they asked, Issei showed some videos and saw a group of people, but what stood out was that they saw an Iron Man, Thor with a different suit as well as his hair, a man with a bow, another man in a blue suit and with a shield, a redhead with a tight suit that made Max look perverted, and a green muscular man who destroyed everything. Raruko, those are. Issei, yes, those are the Avengers, known as the most powerful heroes on the planet. Issei and Thor talk about the origin of the Avengers and their feats. It should be noted that everyone was surprised that a team of humans, demigods, and aliens could save the planet and defeat gods. It should be noted that the most impressed are Irina and Zenobia to hear such a team. Irina, it's impossible that people like that exist. Thor, well, his issues are not my problems. But what is that Issei needs a team to protect the planet. Issei, ayo. Thor, that's right, besides you are the captain of this world, so please, puts his hands on Issei's shoulders, be the leader, since Steve told me to when my universe was being destroyed, so I asked you, Issei. Kaneko, accept senpai, the world needs heroes and you need heroes. Issei, it's just that I don't know what to say. I barely have my powers back and I'll be Captain Marvel again in a week, but I don't know if I'm ready to be an Avenger, and I don't know if I'll ever look her in the eyes again for leaving her, sad. Rias, Issei, worried. Thor, this is wrong, he certainly regrets leaving her, but he doesn't know that this is Erebes. You must see, wait, okay Issei, don't you leave me, what else? Issei, what th? He was hit, and sent flying until he crashed into a wall. All Issei. Issei stands up, hey Thor and all that. Thor, I know you feel bad about leaving Carol, I understand, but I know a way and you know it very well, Issei. Issei, you don't talk about. Rias, that Issei. Thor, have a fight against my Issei or Captain Marvel. All surprised. Issei, surprised. Sona, he's serious. Tsubaki, he really says he's going to fight a god. Max, hey you, why should you face him against me? Izaoi, and me too, and you will be in my harem. Thor, first, I will not confront them since they only depend on their selfishness, and second, I am married. Izaoi, because handsome men are married, damn it, frustrated. Issei, are you safe, Thor? Thor, that's right, and you know you like to fight me, so, preparing the Stormbreaker and shooting lightning, ready Issei like the old times. He couldn't finish because he blocked a blow, and they saw that it was Issei. He looked at Thor with a challenging look. Issei, I accept, challenger. Thor, very well. Thor starts throwing punches, but Issei dodges them, and they continue like that for a few minutes. Issei, don't tell me you're tired. PMMM. Issei, I don't think so. They saw that Thor raised the Stormbreaker, and some rays came out of it, and he threw them, but Issei threw some rays of tachyon that collided with the rays that caused an explosion, and they saw that they were not. Irina, where are they? Kaneko, in the sky. They used a magic circle and you could see Issei and Thor flying, and they also collided and launched attacks. Momo, Sugoi. Tsubasa, amazing. Sona, Issei is on par with a god. Rias, seriously, he's fighting a god. Kaneko, senpai is amazing, maybe I'll join him. Rias, at Kaneko, what do you say? Kaneko, I say maybe she's an Avenger. Tsubasa, I want to be an Avenger too. Raruko, don't forget about me. Sona, hey, We don't know if they're going to accept you, and besides, you're demons and you're in a clan, forget it. All high depress. Zenobia, it's not possible for someone to be on par with a god. Irina, I don't know if the Lord is happy to see a human have powers and fight against a god. Both, O Lord, forgive these heiresses in your name. Ise's son. Thor, I must admit, he's already getting good at this. Issei, if I'd been doing this for 123 years, I wouldn't have had much fun with this. Thor, all right, walks away, let's see what you do with 1,000,000 volts. All wait, what did he say? But they saw Thor raise his hammer, and they saw a powerful lightning bolt come out. Rias, he doesn't think about. Thor, let's see if you can avoid it. Thor threw the lightning towards Issei, and it hit Issei. All Issei. Irina, there is no. Zenobia, you're right, it's impossible for him. Kaneko, silence of the guards. Irina, what are you saying? Max, it's true, besides he's already dead. Iseoi, exactly. Kaneko, and YN, fire coming out of her hands. Ambos, Kaneko, fire. They saw that he launched a senjutsu that sent the two away and surprised his slaves. Rias, Kaneko, that was. Kaneko, my special ability of Nico Mavel, but as I said, look. They saw where Issei was, the lightning was diminishing, and where Issei was, it was shining. Irina, what's up? Zenobia, I feel her energy increasing. Sona, wait, that's not it. Rias, I will. Kaneko, senpai, wagging her tail in excitement. Then the lightning went away with such an intense brightness. Irina, what happened? Then when it dissipated, they saw Issei in his wine form. Issei, now a fight begins. We see Issei fighting in his wine form against Thor, and it seemed like an even fight in the eyes of the envoys. Zenobia, what this? Irina, he transformed into something shiny. Zenobia, is it God? Kaneko, it's not its wine form. Ambas, Rias, that form is obtained by absorbing ray particles, that is, lightning, fire, or all types of radiation, and it chooses that form, which is very powerful. Sona, and it increases attributes, strength, speed, and even said that she can control gravity. Both surprised. But they saw that both of them were carrying energy. Thor, are you ready, Issei? Issei, whenever you want, Thor. They saw that both launched their attacks, and when they collided, it caused an explosion that sent everyone flying. 5 minutes later, we can see Issei and Thor lying in a crater, but tired and breathing heavily. Rias, thank goodness they broke up. Rhea, but we don't know what they'll do when they wake up. Tsubasa, maybe they'll fight again, and Thor, hee hee hee. Issei, hee hee hee. All, hey. Both, ha ho 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 ho, eight, get up. Sona, what's up? Thor, ha 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 ha, how do you feel, Issei? Issei, the truth is amazed, and thanks for encouraging me, Thor needed it. Thor, I wouldn't do anything for a friend. Issei, thank you, and you know Thor. Thor, what? Issei, I agree to be the leader. Thor, you say that. Issei, yes, extends his fist. Let's form the Avengers and stop Thanos and avenge your world. Thor, of course it will be. Rias, Issei, are you serious? Issei, if this world needed the most powerful heroes on the planet. Irina, but what will happen if they don't save him? Zenobia, yes, what do they do when that happens? Issei, just one thing, if we don't save the Earth and we fail, what do you think we are doing? Asia, pray to God, or Issei, no, we will make sure that we will avenge her, and everything. Everyone surprised. Thor, very well, walking, I have to go, Issei, I have business in my Asgard, and I will come when you find a place for the team or if something happens by Issei. Issei, goodbye, Thor, and maybe someone will carry the hammer. Thor, very well, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Clan Gremory and Citri. Both likewise. Thor, see you, teleports in a beam of light, maybe Thoru is from the Avengers. Issei, oh, I forgot that and I got it. Hey Sona. Sona, you are Issei. Issei, the offer is still open. Sona, yes, because. Issei, I would like to give you the details at the office. Sona, yes, of course. Kaneko, senpai is serious. Issei, yes, and this planet needs saviors and those they are the Avengers. Elsewhere. We can see a blue guy who was watching the Issei vs Thor fight. Incredible that you already recovered it. How long until we get to Earth? Soldier, 3 weeks. Very well, leaves, see you soon Issei Hayadu. But in the distance of the galaxy a yellow glow was seen along with a spaceship. Finally we will see each other again as Chan. Chapter The Guardians and the Captain. In a ship you could see a giant blue being watching what was happening on Earth during the fight against Thor. So Hayadu already has his powers again, turns around. But everything will end when he arrives and has your head and no one will stop him, not even you again Issei Hayadu. Opening. On Earth. A few days passed after the arrival of Thor and Issei decided to take the Avenger initiative where he was working on finding members for the new Avengers team of course and avoiding tantrums from his brothers who put them in the Avengers but he rejected them but surprisingly Irina Zenobia also wanted since they discovered that the Vatican only sent them knowing that they could die and they were looking for the Excalibur but the lunatic Freed left with the old man but they continued investigating. At the moment. Sona, well Issei, what do you think is perfect? In front of them was a huge base in a field far from the city. Issei, yes, just like I remembered when he was part of the Avengers in that universe, nostalgic. Irina, Sugoi, with stars in her eyes. Zenobia, it's incredible that we're going to live in a giant base. Both, I don't regret being an Avenger excited. Issei, more like candidates to be one. Both fell with a depressed aura and Issei and Sona had a drop of sweat seeing that. Sona, you think it was a good idea to recruit them? Issei, I wonder too, but how do you know when they discovered the Vatican's intentions? I thought I could let them join the Avengers and also I have to be prepared when Thanos arrives so that would be a start. Sona, you're right and it would be better to bring your things that are in your house without them noticing, don't you think? Issei, you're right and also I should take my things from space and memories from there as well as my crystal collection. All you have space crystals, surprised. Issei, yes, sometimes it's good to walk around the planets before going on a mission, but well, let's go because I have a feeling that if those idiots find them, they'll do something stupid. Sona, you're right, let's go. They left in a magic circle but everyone has a feeling. Everyone, because I feel like this day will be a big surprise, they thought with doubt. Afterwards they left but still with that doubt, but when they thought about it something was happening in space. They could see a ship but there was a man seeing a woman. Woman, you say it's there? Man, yes, and from what Thor told us, he is already the captain again and he plans to assemble a new group of Avengers. Woman, but I'd be glad to see him again and the others. Man, but more she doesn't seem to see him again? Woman, if you're right I'd better let him know that we'll be arriving at Ko at the new base. Man, you're right, it will be good to see you again, friend, smiling. In a room on the ship, a blonde woman was looking out the window at Earth. We'll finally be together again, Issei, smiling. Time skip. At the base were all the clans including those they hate the most helping with the base, but they did it reluctantly. But Issei carried a box of a strange metal. Kaneko. It's incredible that I can carry that heavy box. Issei, well, it's one of the advantages of having Takian's energy in you and having training with the Nova, hee, smiling. That sounds interesting, sir. Everyone was alerted to hear that voice. Rias, who's there? Max, you better show yourself, summons his sacred gear. Sona, Issei, I hope you don't mind. In fact, I gave it an artificial intelligence with the technology you gave me from that universe. Issei, I see, it's a pleasure to meet you. Me too, sir, and I hope it helps, but I have a name, sir. Issei, that's true, I hadn't thought about the name. Kaneko, and what will you call him, sir? Issei, well this is for you Tony, your name will be Jarvis. Jarvis, I like it, sir. What do you want me to do? Issei, I want you to scan activity on the planet, space, and also supernatural activity of the factions. Maybe we can look for a point of the Excalibur and Kokabeel. Jarvis, right away, sir, start scanning. Sona, I'm amazed at what those humans were doing in that universe. Rias, me too. Jarvis, sir, I detect something has crossed the atmosphere and is heading here. Everyone was surprised by that, and went outside and prepared for whatever came out. Issei, be ready for what's coming. Ambas, yes. Kaneko, I hope Senpai lets me join and be Nico Marvel. Jarvis, sir, I'm here. They saw with surprise that a ship came out, but more Issei when he saw it. Issei, that ship, surprised. Everyone was going to attack, but Issei raised his hand as a signal for them not to do it, and they did, but a group did it reluctantly, but they see that the ship landed, the hatch opened, and everyone was on guard, but... What a welcome you have in store for us, Issei. Issei Quill. A group came out of the ship, but they saw that one of them was different, understanding that they were aliens. Issei, Quill, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot, Mantis are happy. Rocket, hello Issei, long time no see. Momo, Issei, who are they? Issei, right guys, they are the Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians, a clan pleasure. Quill, but someone is with us. Issei, who? Issei. Issei stood still upon hearing that voice and saw that a blonde woman came out, but she had the same outfit as Issei when he was the captain. Hello, Issei smiles. Girl, Issei, who the hell is she, jealous? Issei, CACA. Everyone, they see it. Issei, Carol, surprised. Everyone, Captain Marvel, surprised. There was nothing but Silicio of the appearance and reunion of Issei and the captain, or known as Carol. Issei, really it's you, Carol. Before she could answer, she begins to float and gives him a hug, shocking everyone except the Guardians. Carol, hi, and I'm so glad to be here and see you again. Issei, please don't go, please. Issei didn't like seeing Carol like that, and without further ado he reciprocated while comforting her. Issei, okay Carol, and sorry for leaving you. Carol, don't worry, sniff, what matters to me is seeing you again. Rias, so you're the Carol that Issei told us about. Carol, yes, and who are you? A presentation of the clans later. Rocket, sorry but they, pointing at the Haida brothers, are Issei's brothers. Rias, yes, because... Narrated, Rocket took out a gun and shot the brothers, surprising them. Rocket, this is what my friends suffered through. Issei, gracias Rocket. Sona, but who are they? Issei, right guys, I present to you the Guardians of the Galaxy. All, hey. Max, Guardians Soar. Iseoi, de la Galaxia. Quill, nice to meet you. My name is Quill, but I'm Star-Lord. Drax, my name is Drax and I am a great professional hunter. Gamora, nice to meet you, my name is Gamora. Max, hey, I don't want to. He couldn't finish because he felt like his neck was almost cut, and they saw that he was carrying a sword. Gamora, don't even think about it, because I'm not the type to let them, and besides I already have someone. She hugs Star-Lord's arm and he puts his hand on her head. Max / Azeoi, because life is unfair, crying comically. Drake / Violet, hey with ease, with a drop. Rocket, they always do it. Well, my name is Rocket, but if they call me Raccoon I will make them stop being men and also women. It should be said to those who go out with dragons out of foolishness that the men covered their crotches and the women their breasts. Big, yo soy big. Rias, wow you're cute. Big, yo soy big. Rias, yes I know you're Groot. Groot I am. Issei, am before you say that, for everyone he speaks like that so that some don't get angry when he says that, okay? All sure. Mantis, hello, my name is Mantis, a pleasure. Issei, it's good to see you guys as everyone does a group hug. Quill, yes, and especially when Thor told us, but Issei didn't tell you about Thanos. Issei, yes, and as you can see the Avengers will exist in this world. Quill, I can see that, but that is not the case, otherwise someone will come too. Issei, who? Rock, I don't think you'd like it, but you'll know Ronin is coming. Issei, shocked. Rias, wait, Ronin the Punisher, that Ronin. Carol, apparently Issei told them, but the same one who took away Issei's powers, seriously. Kaneko, damn, senpai is normal. Quill, yes, that girl, but we didn't think he would have it again, that's a miracle, but he decided to go when he found out that Issei had them again. Momo, but how long do we have until he arrives? Drax, like 2 weeks or once, since he will come with an army of Chitaris. Issei, another attack from them will not be good at all, especially if they repeat an attack from New York here in my world. Quill, and what do you say, Issei, we can help you? Issei, of course, but also I'm not alone, seeing Rias, Kanko and the Citri clan, with them they will help me. Rias, I will always do it, Issei. Sona, you know we'll help you. Irina, but don't forget that we are in this too. Zenobia, yes, and the only Avengers. Carol, so me too or not, Issei? Issei, of course, Carol, like old times. Carol, of course, the 2 captains are back. Quill, I'm very happy for you. Well, we're leaving. If Ronin passes, we'll let you know, Issei. Issei, Claro Guardians. The Guardians left the planet before everyone's eyes. Irina, seriously, your life is great. Issei, yes, and I truly love her. Rias or Issei? Issei, what's up? Rias, can I stay since it's getting late, and it's also time to inaugurate the place, don't you think? Before he answered, they saw that everyone sent those who are dishonorable elsewhere, and they had a smile. Issei sighs, okay, let's go. Toda's yai. And so everyone entered the base, and Issei and Carol felt nostalgic to see the base again, and memories of their lives as Avenger came to them, and the girls felt jealous of how Issei and Carol were very close together. Girls, I wish you would be with me a lot. Irina bites a handkerchief angrily. Zenobia cleans her Excalibur but with a gloomy look. Kaneko destroys a ball with her hand. But then they had dinner, but Rias fed Issei, although Carol clenched her fists, but they shone, but then they went to have fun with each other, but Rias decides to talk. Rias, excuse me, Carol, I want to talk to you. Carol, what things, Rias? Rias, well, you are happy to be with Issei. Carol, well, I don't know how to say it, but let's just say that at first I didn't get along with him. All as surprised? Irina, and why surprised? Carol, well, in my country the man seemed to be very right, but I am very different. Yura, well said, sister. Carol, anyway, when they took me to the Nova, when they introduced him to me, and even more so when he was my partner, I didn't pay attention to him, but with time I discovered what happened. I felt bad for him and wanted to apologize, but my mind was still the same as before, but it happened that day. Sona, what a day. Carol, on a mission I almost died, but I was saved. I didn't know why until he told me that. I would never forgive myself if one of my comrades dies. That's why he and I are united, and for that I am grateful, and I will always thank him for being with me, smiling. It must be said that everyone was surprised by what they heard, but they remembered the fight against Raiser, and Rias smiled. Rias, always worrying and saving Issei, thank you. While Issei was floating watching the moon. Issei, wherever you are, Thanos, I'm prepared for our battle, because this, clenches his fist, is war. But he didn't realize that with that determination Joiner began to tremble, but then calmed down. Thor's daughter, and the arrival of Kokobil. We can see a blonde watching Issei's fight against Thor in a sphere. So that's Issei Hayada, he's stronger than I thought, takes a sword, maybe I'll go see him. There's no need for you to do it. Father. Go ahead, you can stay. Really? Sure. Thank you, Father. The blonde was gone in a flash of light. I hope you treat my daughter well, Issei. Opening. On Avengers Base Earth. At the base, we can see both captains doing push-ups using very heavy steel blocks, doing them with one hand, which left the guests stunned by how they took to the workout. Rias, how do they resist a block like that? Surprised. Kaneko, Sugoyai, they can do that. Carol, with 20 years of Kree training you get good results. Issei, that's true. Sona, but they don't mind. They both stopped and left the blocks for later to arrange their columns. A crash was heard. Toda's also. Issei, well, sometimes your back might hurt a little. Carol, yes. Rhea, but seriously, they did this every day in their days as captains. Issei, well, my days, yes. Forget that I retired for a while. Oh, that's right. Kaneko, nah, and how are the Nova? Carol, well, there were many aliens, but they are experts, while most of them and some were sent to the hospital. Irina, because. Issei, because many people flirted with her and some were going to touch her and that. Tsubasa, amen. Sister AU8 holds her head like everyone else. Carol, it's true that demons can't pray. Issei, yes. Sir, I have news. Issei, what's up, Jarvis? Jarvis, I detect energy from a portal, maybe as Guardian, but from another universe. All eh? Issei, may Thor win, confused. Jarvis, no, since she's another Asgardian. Issei, and where did it fall? Jarvis, I say that now. They heard some thunder outside and everyone went out to see that there was a storm, but they saw that the you-know-what appeared. Akeno, what's going on? Rias, Jarvis said another Asgardian is coming, but from the other Thor. Issei, I hope the coming one is Hexy. Max, please let it be a blonde. From the sky came a rainbow light like when Thor arrived. Which of you is Captain Marvel? Issei, it's me. Who you are, on guard. I finally meet you, hero. The light went out and a blonde woman wearing Asgardian-style armor was shown, carrying a sword. Max, a blonde is great. Issei, who are you? Nice to meet you, Captain. I'm Odinson, Thorin Odinson, daughter of Thor Odinson. All hey. Issei, she is Thor's daughter, surprised. Everyone was astonished at what Thorin, the daughter of Thor, said. Issei, she is the daughter of that god, it can't be. Max, I won the lottery. Pew. Out of nowhere Thorin hit him so hard that he flew and his teeth were broken. Thorin, I can sense what perverts think. Issei, it is true that Asgardians have a stronger character than those of this universe. Carol, it is true that Asgardian warriors have a strong character. Issei, well, seriously, you are Thor's daughter. Thorin, it's a pleasure to meet you. Issei, hi to Captain Marvel, and also you, Carol Danvers. Captain Marvel kneels in respect. Sona, oh, what are you doing? Issei, well, the Asgardians of the hero Thor are proud warriors, and that is a sign of respect. Carol, well, what do you think if we go in and talk? Thorin, claro. Everyone entered, although Kaneko began to drag Max, who was still in pain, and threw him where the others were. Issei and Carol were sitting on an armchair and Thorin in front of them while drinking tea. Thorin, wow, this is good tea. Issei, thank you, and well, I want you to tell us something about yourself. Thorin, well, you see, I am Thor's adopted daughter. All ooh. Issei, of course, Thor once told me that he found an abandoned girl with a sword. I'm sure it's you, right? Thorin, yes, I am. Carol, no wonder it sounded familiar, but tell me, the sword is like Mjolnir. Thorin, yes, takes out his sword, it's like my father's hammer, and by the way, where is it? Issei, yes, he is at the school academy, he fell there, and I also met your father, and we had a fight. Carol, yes, he told me that you and he had a fight. Kaneko, yes, and he and the other Thor had a great fight. Irina, it was exciting even though it ended in a tie. Akeno, the power that both gave was enormous. I was even excited by how Issei fought. Maybe I should have accepted it, if only I wouldn't have accepted that bet. Sad. Thorin, yes, I saw the fight, and the truth is I loved seeing how excited my father was to fight you. Issei, well, the truth is I missed this too. Asia, but tell us why you are here. Thorin, well, the truth is I always wanted to meet Captain Marvel since I saw how he fought, saving planets and helping the Avengers. In fact, he's my hero. Issei, he thanks, honestly I hadn't heard that 120 years ago. Carol, of course you are the pillar of galactic peace since many novas want to enter because you are their inspiration. Issei. Issei, he. Drake, I definitely regret betraying him. Rias, wow, Issei, you are so popular in the galaxy. Sona, you certainly have my respect. Issei. Irina, I will definitely be an Avenger with a hero. Zenobia, yes, me too. Thorin, excuse me, can I tell you I see? Issei, of course, besides that's what the Avengers called me. Rias, so the way she reacted when I told her that was because of that. Thorin, well, you see, it wasn't just to meet you but for something else. Issei, and that would be? Thorin sees him. I want to be part of the Avengers, determined. Everyone's surprised. Tsubaki, you want to join the Avengers? Thorin say. Max, oh Yui, why don't you join me, huh? Marl. He felt a cut, and saw that his cheek was bleeding, and they saw that Thorin unsheathed his sword, but Issei and the other Avengers began to intimidate him, and he fell silent. Violet, my captain's way of intimidating is certainly exciting. Thorin, and what do you say? Issei, do you accept me? Issei, well, the truth is that we would benefit from the help of an Asgardian. I mean, some time ago I fought alongside your father, but he's probably busy with his duties as king, but with you I have a feeling that you would be of great help to us. Thorin Osea. He did not respond but extended his hand and said a few words. Issei, welcome to the Avengers. She got excited and hugged Issei, and he hugged her back. Thorin, I won't let you down. Issei, sure. Irina, great, we have another member. Zenobia, without a doubt. The Citrus and Rias and Kaneko, although some did so reluctantly except for Akeno who pretended not to, applauded since they have a new member of the Avengers. Sona, the Avengers are definitely important people. Rias, yes, but more so having Issei as a great leader. Both, I know you'll be able to stop Thanos and be the heroes of the planet. Thorin, I hope to be of help along with my hero. Issei, no doubt this is a big step towards stopping Thanos. Beep beep. They heard that sound and red lights came out. Asia, what's going on? She runs away comically scared. Issei, Jarvis, what's up? Jarvis, I detect fallen energy along with sacred energy. Sona, so you say he's there? Jarvis, yes, Kokobeel and his lackeys are here in Koana Park where it is in the center. Rias, we have to go stop them. Issei, seize the others, girls get ready and put on your outfits. Irina, you say that. Issei, it's time to act. Rias, so you guys. Issei, we have to prepare ourselves. Everyone prepared, the demons devising strategies, but with the Avengers they put on their suits, but the first to come out were Issei and Carol with their suits. Issei, we are ready. Senpai. They see that Kaneko arrived but with the suit that Issei gave her. Carol, you're really going to wear that? 2. Thorin, and Irina and Zenobia. Here. They both arrived but with their Avengers costumes. Irina, we're here. Issei. Zenobia, and ready for our first Avengers mission. Issei, okay, it's time to go. Rias and Sona, are your entourage ready? Ambas, yes. Issei, okay, let's go. Everyone went through a magic circle to the meeting place. Ko Park. In the park a circle appeared and from it came the Citri and Gremry clans and with the Avengers and aspirants. Both, breaking the fourth wall because they are members and we are just applicants. Well, continuing, they arrived at the indicated place. Rias, this is where I detect Jarvis. Sona, yes. Issei, let's be prepared. But they see the sky turn red as a sign that they are in a pocket dimension. Thorin, so this is a pocket dimension, huh? Issei, yes. Kaneko, Senpai falls in the trees. Issei, Carol maneuvers stellar duo. Carol, yes. Both jumped and launched a beam towards where some trees were, and from these came some fallen who fell out of combat, but some managed to avoid the attack until Poem. Some rays came out and hit the Fallen, and Irina and Zenobia gave them a cut that finished them off. Irina, thanks for the help, Thorin. Thorin, for nothing. Issei, good move, girls. Zenobia, and you too. Carol, thank you. Rias, incredible, surprised. Sona, you said it, Rias. Wow, I didn't expect this. See that Freed and Balpur have arrived. Balpur, we meet again, Captain Marvel. Issei, and to think that you wouldn't see them, seriously. Balpur, although I didn't expect to see new faces, seeing the new members. Freed, but the most recognized hero along with some demons. Issei, okay, but we came to stop a roast chicken. Thorin, yes, and I think that in Asgard he would be better off than ever for dinner. He threatens them with a sword and emanates lightning. What an Asgardian sword, although it doesn't look like they are from Asgard. They heard that but didn't find where it was until they saw some black feathers. Thorin, these are raven feathers. Momo, they are not from crows. Issei, son of Akeno. That's Captain Marvel. Then a yellow magic circle came out from which a figure emerged. Rias! This power. Sona, yes, it's from a cadre but stronger. Max, this is Iseoi, although he's scary he looks hexy. Let's see if he's my slave, with a sick face. Violet, she's sick. Vitra, I told you, Violet. Irina, it can't be. Zenobia, there is no. Each one had a thought and reaction when seeing the mysterious figure who was with them. Carol, maybe he's the one we're looking for? Thorin, that's it. Issei, the best cadre Kokabeel. Above them they noticed that it was a fallen angel with the face of a crazy maniac, but what stood out was that it had more than one pair of wings that were as black as night. Kokabeel, it's been a while, Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel smiles maliciously. Elsewhere, a figure could be seen watching the two clans and the Avengers with Kokabeel on a computer. I guess it's time, the girls will surely kill me, but the time has come. He gets up and there was a blanket covering something until he removed it, and the figure broke into a smile. Time for Iron Man to arrive, and also see you again, Issei, old friend. Chapter Attack on the Academy and Iron Man. We can see a black-haired man with a blonde streak, and he was watching everything. Kokabeel, better do what you want, it's not my problem. But he sees Issei and the clans through the sphere, but was dumbfounded when he recognized Issei and Carol's outfit. Wait, Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel, now I'm dead, scared. But a figure was watching what was happening. I knew you'd come back, my little captain, licks his lips. Opening. I'm not a co. They were all in front of Grigory's craziest cadre, but they were surprised because he told them that he knows them. Rias, Issei, Carol perhaps faced him. Ambos, hi. Zenobia, incredible, wait, I think some people from the Vatican said that something shiny defeated a cadre. Irina, and they said it was the Spirit of God. Kokabeel, seriously, those at the Vatican are hicks. Zenobia/Irina, the truth makes sense, downplaying the fact that they surprised Kokabeel and the priests but left him. Kokabeel, well, since the heiresses and heroes are here, although a strange Asgardian, seeing Thorin, I hope you are ready for combat. Issei, save your words, Kokabeel. Everyone, they see it. Rias, what are you saying? Issei, in fact, I already know what Kokabeel plans, to gather the Excalibur swords, and he plans to kill the heirs of the Mouse so that a new war breaks out just because he is lazier and was bored than Azazel. Everyone, they see it. Carol, wow, just for that, what a disappointment. Thorin, Hai has no dignity as a warrior, extending his sword. Kokabeel, TCH, will see each other on the battlefield, teleports. Sona, and where is it? Issei, I know where, the only place where he is related to the demons. Makeup, the Academy Co. Issei, yes, we will all fight, including the Citrus. Citrus, Iseoi, better that they make the barrier and we fight. Issei, no, since I found out about Kokabeel I put up a force field that is impenetrable. Kaneko, incredible senpai. Sona, I see, then we'll also join the battle. Issei, okay, Avengers ready. Irina, Zenobia, Thorin, yes. Carol, just like old times. Issei, yes, let's go to the gym. So everyone went through a magic circle, but in the distance there was a figure watching this. I'll see what my rival will do, or not, sister. Nah, I'm not interested in those perverts and your stupid excitement of fighting, but it's incredible that Captain Marvel is their brother. Nah, I'm not interested since he's a human. AHS with you we go for that core. It didn't end as something flew past them. What was that, surprised? I don't know, but I could see like a metallic man and he's heading, pointing in a direction, to Ku Academy. At the academy? Everyone arrived at the academy and everyone went, but they saw that Kokabeel was throwing spears, but there was a barrier that covered him, and he did it with desperation. Issei, I throw any spear but it is useless to break through the barrier I set up. Kokabeel, TCH always elusive captain, and what will the Gremries do to you while the SI? He didn't finish as he felt a wound on his cheek to notice a cut and realized that Sona threw a stake of ice. Sona, we're going to fight, but if you think we'll call the Maus, you're wrong, because we have help, pointing to the Avengers. Kokabeel, but why is it supposed to? Balper, we freed, and the demons of Carol, better less talk, bumps a fist into her palm, and let's get to the action and also your hidden army. Saying that, many fallen came out and also summoned Cerberus. Thorin, these copies of the Cerberus will feel the power of Thor's daughter. Clans, ready to fight, but some idiots jump in and look at Issei. Issei sighs, God with ease, but notices Akeno, surprised that she wasn't. Rias and the others, also surprised. Akeno, Era wanted to hear the battle cry in that world. Issei, it's not a battle cry, it's a code. Sona, well, we hope so. Issei, all right, Gremries, Citrus and Avengers clans attack. Saying that, they all rushed to fight in the battle, and when the idiots arrived, some were on the ground. But those who really fought were fighting seriously since they won in number and were sent flying, and some were finished off by the tachyon rays of both captains and the rays of Thor's daughter from another universe before Kokabeel's eyes. Kokabeel, no, it's not possible that not everything is as I planned. Cage, growling, damn Captain Marvel, angry, you useless people, looking at the priests, stop those cheap heroes. Ambos, hi. They launched themselves, but Thorin stood in front to give them a sword fight, but the victory would be hers since when they clashed swords with Thorin's they broke so easily and knocked them out. Thorin, you idiots. Kokabeel. He can't. POW. He couldn't finish because he received a blow from Issei, and everyone managed to finish off the good number. Some were hiding and Kokabeel flew to the ground before everyone's eyes. Issei, Jum, what a disappointment, but this isn't the end. Kokabeel. Kokabeel stands up, you're right, kid, it doesn't end, and you know what I've been waiting for years. Issei, if it comes down, cracks his knuckles, it's time to fight. Galanabeel smiles. The clans and Avengers and applicants. Zenobia/Irina, breaking the fourth wall, come on, come on. Everyone heard what Issei said, but Carol was calm since she wasn't worried about that. Kokabeel, then you and I will fight. Issei, you already know that, yes. Kokabeel, prepares spears, take. He threw the spears, but Issei repelled them with his hands and sometimes with his fists, which left everyone astonished since the way he touched it without problems. He even grabbed a spear and broke it by applying pressure with one hand. Iseoi la broke, scared. Asia, the foundation. Carol, seriously, would it be impossible for you? Rias, the spears of light are like poison to us. Carol, I see. But they see that Issei went to hit Kokabeel's face, that sent her far away, but appeared in front of him to kick him against the ground, and he was doing it many times anywhere but the fallen who had decided to attack, but he finished them off with his rays and the others helped them while hitting Kokabeel until finally he gave him a blow from Takion's charged hammer that sent him against the ground, that generated a crater, and Issei descended while shaking his hands of the dust. Issei, yes, pathetic. Everyone was surprised, but Carol had a smile. Carol, yeah, same with the old days, smiles, he doesn't lose his touch. Thorin, I'm amazed at what Issei did. Rias, incredible. Akeno, era if that's her strength, how will she be in bed when she finally has the courage to show who she truly loves, determined. Kaneko, oh, with stars in her eyes. What are the uses of Kokabeel? Kokabeel, it's not fair you stands up, we're supposed to have no power anymore, aren't you supposed to be nothing anymore? Issei, you already said it, but I recovered my power and now I will stop you like God. Kokabeel, jajaja, it seems that you didn't tell him the truth, right? All, hey. Irina, what are you talking about? Issei tense. Kokabeel, I'm surprised I didn't tell you about God. Zenobia, what about? Issei, don't you dare. Kokabeel, that in the war not only the Maos were forgotten but also. Issei, don't do it. Max, say it once and for all, old man. Kokabeel, that God also died. Everyone, in shock. In the distance. TCH, that idiot told it I'd better hurry up, it's time for a show. The mysterious person flew away at an incredible speed, leaving a trail of blue light in the sky before the eyes of the two boys. Girl, we better go see what's going on. Boy, well, it would be better to stop Kokabeel, so let's go. Ambos, balance breaker. Saying that, some blue-white sparkles and one golden-orange sparkle came out to see some figures with gems, and they flew away in the direction of the flying person towards the Ko Academy. In the Ko Academy. Issei, you said it miserably annoyed. Rias, wait, you know about this, Issei. Issei, hi, Michael told me, it was supposed to be a secret, but coming from the fallen they are stubborn like demons, like mules. Clans, offended. Kokabeel, everyone has to know, especially these, pointing to the believers. Irina, you know I would be shocked, but it doesn't affect me. Kokabeel, Zenobia, yes, since Issei told us. Everyone, they see it. Issei smiles, I'm always one step ahead, while scratching his nose, your babyish acts to make both of them desperate so that the war starts, points at him with his finger, your attempts to do everything you planned don't work now. It must be said that everyone was impressed by Issei's ingenuity since he knew about that. Carol, always one step ahead, Issei smiles. Thorin, great, that's worthy of admiration from Captain Marvel. Kaneko, Issei senpai list. The idiots Akeno, TCH. Kokabeel, you die. From some circles came out many fallen who were ready. Issei, Ash, it seems like he doesn't expect anything from giving up. It didn't end because something hit the fallen, meaning they exploded and some lightning struck the fallen. All, hey. Kokabeel, what the hell? Kiba, what just happened? Iseoi, where did those missiles come from? Max, he's on our side. Meguri, looking around, sees something. Yura, nada. Thorin, sees something. Something is coming at full speed. They see her. Carol, you're right, something will fall. Tsubaki, how do you know? Issei, we trained so hard that some can see far away, and he's right, that's it. Hello, Captain Marvel. Issei, Aheres. I see that you remember me and remember this. That song started to play. Sona, where does that come from? Momo, something is coming. Everyone looked where Momo was pointing to see something landed to see a figure, but some dust rose. Rias, what was that? Asia, President, I see blue eyes. All, hey. They understood, but they see that the figure stood up, and when he discipled. Carol, it can't be. Thorin, Sarah. Issei. When he was discipled, a man appeared, but he was wearing red armor with yellow details and a reactor on his chest, but in the shape of a triangle. Kaneko, is that it? Via Issei, Hola Capitan Marvel. Issei, Iron Man, surprised. Iron Man, well, let the party begin.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.